Hi, I'm Rich Wyatt. Welcome to Gunsmoke GunsTV.com. This is an awesome interview coming up with the one and only Ted Nugent. You are going to love it. It is fantastic. We're going to talk about some stuff that's very, very important here. Now, as we get going, I want you to see this thing, this buttstock sitting here on the desk, and realize that Ted and I are the first guys to have them, and we're excited about that. And there'll be more on that in the future, and I can't wait for you to see what this thing does. But right now, let me show you me and Uncle Ted sitting down talking about things that are important about being an American. Okay, so we're here at the SHOT Show with the most legendary SHOT Show guy I know, and one of the best gun spokesman people on the planet, the master, Uncle Ted Nugent.
Well, thank you, Rich. God bless you. I just want to announce right here, because you are my ballistic blood brother, that starting next year, the SHOT Show will be the Shooting, Hunting, Outdoor Ted Show. And
awesome.
So, since I have more stuff, I have more firepower and sporting goods in my barn than they have on the floor here at the SHOT Show. What a great place. It's almost like this is like a ballistic sporting goods orgy for us, man. What a great fun time this is.
The SHOT Show, how long have you been coming to the SHOT Show? Like 100 years?
You know, I first went to the SHOT Show in the 1970s. I think I just wandered in while I was on tour, but I think I smelled Hoppy's number 9. I just followed my nose. But I've always been surrounded by law enforcement and military guys who live for the aim small, miss small discipline.
Absolutely.
And I've been so humbled and blessed to train with these guys. And my dad raised me as a shootist, as an aim small, miss small, gun safety guy.
Yep.
And that marksmanship discipline, whether it's with handguns, long guns, shotguns, or archery, it really does bring a higher level of awareness and a better quality of life. So I've always been addicted to the whole projectile management lifestyle. You know?
I remember coming up and introducing you to a few of my guys at SHOT Show. You had a line about 40 miles long, people waiting to get your autograph and stuff, and which was shocking to me because they didn't even want your signature on a check. They just wanted you to autograph something.
Well, there's a relationship. They know. See, and I'm not bragging, but I'm going to tell you right now, and if you find evidence to the contrary, be sure you bring it to my attention. I literally was the first guy to engage in the culture war before it was known as the culture war. The hippies in the music industry would do interviews with me because of the incredible music and incredible musicians that I've always been surrounded with, and the energy and the piss and vinegar factor of my music. And then they discover that I carried a gun, and that I trained with law enforcement and military, and that I killed defenseless animals for barbecue, and they were aghast. So in their feeble, dopey mindlessness, they tried to attack me for believing in self-defense and harvesting my own meat. So talking about lobbing me a softball, I just hit that sucker out of the park. And so I saw the indecency, the dishonesty, the anti-freedom, the anti-American insanity of the anti-hunting and the anti-gun movement before anybody saw it coming.
Yeah.
Because I was there in 1967, 68 doing rock and roll radio interviews, and they would attack me because I eat venison. I go, really?
Yeah.
And so you think I shouldn't eat the most natural, pure, healthiest, free-range organic meat in the world, but I should snort dope? Really? This is your suggestion? By the way, you're drooling.
Yeah.
So I would have a lot of fun with them, and they try to debate me, and I just eat them alive.
Well, you know, these people, and even some of our own inside of our own culture, don't totally get it, as you know.
Well, I think it's important. Let me expound on that a little bit. You're talking about the SHOT Show, where I literally had thousands of people. This wasn't a rock and roll event. This was the National Shooting Sports Foundation Shooting, Hunting, Outdoor Trade Show. I was signing one of my books, God, Guns, and Rock and Roll, or Kill It and Grill It, And it wasn't announced, but there were thousands of people. And let me tell you what that represents. A connection.
Yes.
Those people know why I wrote God, Guns, and Rock and Roll.
That's right.
They live God, Guns, and Rock and Roll. They know why I wrote Kill It and Grill It. They live Kill It and Grill It.
Yep.
And there are people in our industry, my beautiful wife, Shemaine, God bless her.
Oh, and she is gorgeous.
We're celebrating 26 years today.
Tonight, right?
She came up to that booth, I believe it was a Browning booth at the time, and I'm signing, I'm having a good time, smiling, hunting stories, gun stories, talking about ballistics and the stuff that we all love. And two Bubbas in our own industry, Shemaine heard them saying, look at that idiot. He really enjoys signing autographs, the egotistical idiot. God, Guns, and Rock and Roll at the SHOT Show. You don't get this, and you're at the SHOT Show.
They don't get
it. There's an inbreeding and a cannibalism in our own sport that think that to show passion and to show enthusiasm isn't the right way. It's unethical to have fun killing deer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they wouldn't know how to promote a blanket to a naked man in a blizzard. And I've got the #1 TV show in the history of the hunting television.
It's awesome.
So
I can tell you what else it was, Ted. Because fortunately neither one of us is that good looking, but we got some smoking hot looking.
I actually look okay. If I had a little bit of sleep, I'd be handsome. I don't sleep.
We got smoking hot looking wives, and we're having a good time in the gun industry, and we don't take crap off anybody. And so these guys are jealous. That's what it is. They're just jealous. And so, they don't get it. They don't understand the whole concept.
But they're a lunatic fringe. As you saw, when I walked the SHOT Show, I mean, these are my blood brothers.
Yeah.
I have more friends and I was going to say more friends per capita, but the beautiful thing is I've become so visible because the culture war needs visible counterpunching.
Absolutely.
You don't counterpunch at the bar stool or at the family picnic. You got to do it in the media like I do.
You don't write them a letter.
And everywhere I go, it's not just the SHOT Show, but obviously most emphatically here, but people from every imaginable walk of life. I mean, pierced-nippled, pink-haired freaks at Starbucks. Hey, Uncle Ted, what kind of gun should I get my mom?
Yep.
Or, hey, Uncle Ted, how many deer did you get this year? So there is a universality to the self-evident truth, the logic, the pragmatism, the rugged individualism that you and I live, that the SHOT Show represents, that the shooting sports represent, that is contagious even in the non-shooting public.
What's the world coming to when it's possible that we're the voice of reason?
Oh, God help me. The author of Wango Tango actually makes sense. God help us all.
Yeah, we're going somewhere. Well, so, one of the other things I think is cool about Ted Nugent. Now, I went and saw my first Ted Nugent concert when I was 15 years old.
And it changed your life.
No, but I had a great time. And, so the thing is, there's a lot of guys that talk the talk, and I hear them blah, 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 and I did this, and I do that, and I do that, and I do this. And so one day I'm at SHOT, and I introduced some of my gunsmiths to you, and and there's a line of people waiting to see you, and I gave you some crap about carrying that Pansy 10 millimeter. And, you fired right back at me with, because I'm a 1911 45 guy. Jeff Cooper told me to do it.
God bless you.
And I'm not changing that, And you said, well, you shouldn't run your mouth. You don't even see you with a gun. And I said, well, you shouldn't be so easily deceived. And next thing you know, you pulled out a knife and set it on the counter, and I pulled out a knife, and then you pulled out another knife. You remember that? And the crowd's going, woo! These guys are rocking it,
And we didn't have this plan.
No, I just walked up. It just happened. And you pulled out another knife, and I pulled out another knife, and then you pulled out your Glock 20.
No, I think I pulled out a belt tool next.
Oh, yeah.
And a handkerchief.
Yeah.
And a third knife, I have an old Victorian knife, and then the Glock.
And then the Glock comes out, and then, I pulled out my little Smith & Wesson 5-shot 38, and then you pulled out a reload and set it down. And
Two
then,
magazines.
And then I went, and you said, you don't have a reload, and I pulled my speed strip out of my pocket, and I slapped it down.
I pulled out 2 more magazines.
And then you whipped out your Texas badge, or I don't know which badge you had, and you threw it down on the top, and this guy in the crowd goes, you'll never be able to top that. And then I pulled out my chief of police badge and threw it down. And I said, and that was real. And Ted gave me the honor of saying, Rich, you're the second best guy at the SHOT Show.
I've always said that the SHOT Show is on my belt.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
We're prepared.
We're prepared. Yeah. We're ready to go. If something happens at this establishment right now and, Shaman Lama Ding Dong comes in here and starts shooting the place up, we're going to run out there and violently end it right now.
Right now, yeah, double tap center mass. But here's the thing, here's how I've been most effective. And if you go to my Facebook, I had over 28 million Facebookers recently. I average between 6 and 15 million. And
could you lend me some of those?
I'm telling you, you got to come and witness the unsolicited testimonials. And I've had people that come on and admitted they came to my Facebook to learn more, to hate me, to hate gun owners, to hate the NRA, to hate the murder of innocent animals. And then after a few weeks, they come back and go, I was wrong. I'm listening to you how Unarmed and Helpless is irresponsible. A gun-free zone is where all the innocent people have no chance. Venison is a renewable resource, and Thanksgiving is in November because we're thanking God for the annual natural season of harvest to make room for next year's productivity. And they go, after listening to you, I had to admit I was wrong. And Rich, thousands and thousands of people have gone literally from being anti-gun people to being lifetime members of the NRA because I don't back down, I don't apologize, I don't mince words, and this political correctness, when exposed, will be identified as the lie and the deceit that it truly is. And good people who have been brainwashed for their entire lives can be fixed within minutes. They've done it on our Spirit of the Wild show, on Facebook, at my website, at my speaking engagements, even at my concerts. These doped up, drooling hippies have become clean and sober, members of the NRA, and now go hunting with their children.
Humans. It's great.
So it can be done.
And I just want to encourage everybody that's watching this out there to make sure you're carrying your gun, because if you carry that gun with you, it gives you the choice, the ability to make a decision that I'm going to be an active participant in protecting myself and my family. But if you don't, you're a victim of whatever the guy that's got the gun wants to do.
Unarmed and helpless is unarmed and helpless. And if you've been brainwashed that you don't need to protect yourself, or that somehow dialing 911 will accomplish anything except picking up your remains, you have been brainwashed by the propaganda ministry. I have a fire extinguisher in each of my trucks. I have a first aid kit in each of my trucks. I've got a spare tire. You know how many times I've needed those things? Never. But I have them.
Just in case.
I have not been unarmed since I was 18 years old. Because like a belt tool and a knife and a handkerchief and chapstick and a phone when they became available, the last Boy Scout is the one who's going to save the unarmed, helpless, dependent person.
Over and over again. Look at that guy in Oklahoma, the COO of the company. One of his employees goes in and beheads one of the other employees. Then he's stabbing the other one.
About to behead that person.
About to behead him. And the guy, God bless his soul, he runs in, jerks out his legally licensed pistol and smokes Muhammad and puts him down on the ground and wipes him out off the face of the earth because he's a disgusting animal at what he was doing. But that doesn't get on the media. No. That's not out there. All we hear about is, people in Paris laying down and getting shot.
Well, we need to examine the news reports, even the propaganda ministry controls, because in every instance where innocent lives are lost, they all have something in common. They're unarmed. And they're helpless. And I find that to be basically rejected in my mentality as the husband and father, the leader of a household, and just as someone who insists on being able to get to my daughter's wedding, my graduation, and any evil force that would halt that has to be neutralized. I'm capable of doing that.
Immediately. Fully capable.
That was really cool. I had to cut it off right there because it goes on for a while. You're going to get to see the rest of it. There's more of Ted Nugent to come on Gunsmoke Guns TV. So please send this out to all your buddies. Let them get a chance to watch it too. We really want to blow it up. This is an important message that Ted and I just put out about being Americans. I hope you all agree and get ready for more big stuff to come from Uncle Ted and Rich on Gunsmoke Guns TV. Thanks for watching.